June 20th was our wedding day, and we were celebrating our 54th wedding anniversary. We noticed at one point vehicles were trying to come in from the south, and they got as far as halfway along where the farm field is here and got stuck in the water, and they were abandoning their vehicles. Helicopter came and picked them up off the road, and within an hour the van was floating across the field all the way down to the railroad tracks in town. And I think the van itself still stayed there until just about the end of August, until they were able to tow it out of the field. Between 10 o'clock and noon, I had rubber boots on walking around the yard, but it was starting to get so deep out front. I put a couple of plastic bags over my legs and went walking out. I got as far as the sidewalk and realized there was no hope of moving anywhere beyond it because the current was so swift and it was getting well up over my knees. A little later in the day, the sun came out, it got bright. A couple of our neighbors were walking down the 12th Avenue behind us. They could get as far as the house next door, but then they hit the water coming across from the field onto the intersection of Highwood Trail and
Highwood Trail was
and
flooding.
12th Avenue. It was flooded. There was some helicopter movement picking people off of vehicles along 12th, and also some sign of boats and dinghies moving up through the ditches on 12th, picking people off of areas. The water actually started receding somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock. So we decided to just suck ourselves in for the evening and made ourselves an anniversary dinner, had a glass of wine. Actually, we sat out back here in the sunshine between 4 and 5 with a glass of wine. It was very nice and warm and hot, but the water was very fast flowing down the ditches behind us and through the yard. A large front-end loader, probably from the feedlots, came along about 9 o'clock, and they drove right up to our front door and insisted we had to go. The bucket was able to hold about 12, 14 people, I think, all told. They took up 2 other people on our block and a couple across the road. But we sat for almost an hour and a half in the bucket waiting for a big rock truck to come down Highwood Trail to pick us up.
Well, I have to tell you that we got into the bucket and I was having trouble climbing the ladder because I have a bad right knee. But you know, I have to give credit to the firemen and the policemen because they literally picked me up and put me in the truck so I would feel comfortable, which was nice.
We got up to the fire hall about 11 o'clock, just after 11. We sat in the truck for that long a time, and when we finally unloaded onto the grounds of the fire hall, we had no access of phones or anything until we got to the fire hall. I phoned my son. He came and picked us up and took us to his place up in Sunrise Terrace. Had a cup of tea and thought we'd go to bed for the evening and settle in. But before 5 o'clock in the morning, the firemen were pounding on our door there and telling us we had to leave. So all 4 of us packed up and left and headed into the nearest place we could find some place to eat was Calgary.